Sup?
I couldn't think of an intro.
Yeah, let's not. Anyways,
Okay.
you know who we are. If you don't, then hi, I'm Man. This is Other Man, but better. And so we're dealing with what? What are you giving me that look for?
I'm just happy.
Okay, you're happy. Thank
After like 6 years, he finally admits it.
you. Other Man, but better. Longer hair. The ladies want him. We need him in our time of need.
Citation needed. Citation needed. Citation needed.
So touch me upstairs. And we're here today to talk about a few things, but first we're gonna bring up the topic of Kirby because Kirby came out and it was pretty good.
Yep.
It was pretty good.
It is definitely a Kirby game in 3D. With that said, yes, it's solid.
Can we all agree that DDD's I think it's this. I don't know if it's his first phase or second phase boss theme, but it slaps.
Yes.
It slaps absolutely.
DDD's theme always goes hard. The Master UD theme always goes harder. When he starts running on all fours, shit breaks. That was crazy.
That was. I think the thing that scared me the most was when.
You just full spoilers. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. This is all spoilers.
Listen.
If you haven't played the game by now, look it up.
You go to hell before you die. Thanks, Captain Lou.
Go to hell. Excuse me.
I said thank you.
Yeah, but he said go to hell.
Yeah.
Good. Anyways, so I will say the one thing that surprised me the most was actually hearing the English language.
My brain turned on. I heard the Windows boot up.
Ugh. I was so stunned at that moment.
Playing Kirby games for 12 years with nothing, and then just that.
Just hearing that. There's no greater surprise.
That was scarier than anything in the entire game. Is just hearing some lady say, "Welcome to Walmart."
Welcome to Walmart.
I was
Here's
shaking.
your jeans.
I was shaking.
I was just puzzled. I was just like, because you got to see my reaction to that for the first time, and
oh
yeah, and I was just narrowed eyes looking at the
Yeah.
TV, like what? Like, my gosh, it was so.
And then
so
you
out.
see 200,000 Waddle Dees on treadmills.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, poor Waddles. But I mean, then we get that little intro to literally like secret final boss, and then other secret final boss. It's like, oh, there's this guy.
You get Simba, and then you get Test Tube Baby.
You get fucking. You get fucking Orbulon's distant cousin. Looks nothing like him. Twice removed.
Ew! And then he turns into a pile of toothpaste.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was the.
Why that green and that pink?
Yeah.
Ugh.
It looked bad. Not bad, but it looked like gross.
This is how Kirby games always go. Like, yeah, we could talk about other stuff for like 30 seconds. It's a Kirby game. But the ending? Huh?
Yeah. I mean, do you want to say anything about... One thing that kind of bothers me, I will say, in Kirby games as a fundamental, and I don't know if this bothers you as much, or if you're just like, it's a Kirby game, shut up and play it. But it's like, just the length of the levels, like, I get it. It's fine. But I'm thinking maybe a couple less levels, a couple more challenges, and a longer stage might be a bit more satisfying to me. I'm not sure, but...
You said you want the levels to be longer?
A little bit longer.
Oh, usually I hear the
longer.
opposite complaint. That's surprising.
At least from this game. In the beginning stages were my real complaint. Because
Yeah.
it was like, they were so easy to breeze through. And it's like, there's almost like no challenge in those first...
That's going to be every Kirby game, yeah.
So me and Drew played the game, I think we started on hard mode.
Yeah, we both started on hard mode, which is really just normal mode.
It's really just normal mode, and it's just like, you just have a lower health bar. and you just get more coins.
Yeah.
That's it. And it's not bad, but it's not. I don't know. It's not the most challenge. When you think of hard modes in game, you think of Breath of the Wild, where it's like, oh no, your enemies can replenish health. Like they fly now. They do this. And it's like in Kirby, it's like your health is shortened.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, playing on hard mode by the end of the game, it's really that's about as hard as the other Kirby games get.
Which is fine.
By the end, you'll die a couple times near the last couple worlds, usually to a boss.
I was.
I actually didn't. I didn't die until the post game. The first Phantom boss, Phantom Goromando.
Oh,
that was the first time I had died. That was a wake up call. Those Phantom bosses are crazy.
I think I died. I don't remember. Did I die to Liongar?
They act like you stole $20 from them.
Huh?
The bosses act like you stole their money.
Kinda.
They're bad. Good.
No, and it was really fun. Really, just nothing but good things to say about it. Hopefully DLC. Hopefully down the road. But I don't know really what they'd add. 2 new areas, maybe. And even then, they would probably be easy to breeze through.
It is weird that you cannot play as Bandana Waddle Dee in single player.
Yeah.
That there's not even like a different mode for him.
Mm-hmm. It's strictly 2-player.
Yeah, make a different mode where like they cut out all of the mouthful mode segments that are mandatory. There you go. There's also no option for player 2 to play as another Kirby.
I was thinking you could go a different style of gameplay and just do like a more this isn't the correct term, but like more combat oriented with Waddle Dee.
With what?
Wario, not Wario.
What cheat code?
What cheat code? You see, you mix these 2 hats together. No, with Waddle Dee, you can do a more challenge mode where you're trying to like save extra Waddle Dees. In my mind, and it's like, okay, in trying to save them, you have to face these challenges of like so many enemies, and then.
Yeah, that's the thing is, it feels like they could at least add another mode because like Return to Dreamland has the hard mode. Triple Deluxe, you can play a shortened version of the campaign with DDD. Planet Robobot, you have that with Meta Knight. Star Allies, you can play as any side character in like a speedrun mode.
Mm-hmm.
And this game has none of those, and it's kind of weird.
Which is making me kind of think that hopefully there'll be something down the road.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of worried as to what direction to take. I'm wondering if they're going to be like, oh, more new worlds, but then it's like, okay, kind of already did it. I mean, like, I won't say it felt like that when we reached to the like final area, but it felt like that when you beat the game. You were just like, okay, we're kind of just trudging through the old worlds now in the post game.
Yeah.
They're a bit different, but not really.
I'm fine with that, anything for the difficulty of those levels.
No, yeah. But that's the thing, is like you have to add difficulty.
Yeah.
The problem with all of these worlds is that they're not really difficult and you can still go at your own pace. There's no like There's no ticking clock element. There's nothing that really makes you feel like, okay, go. Like the lava rising is kind of one, but then that quickly kind of leaves.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. I feel like it's all good. I have no real complaints about the game, and even the, what is it, like the 3rd secret final boss? What, like, because there's
Did you beat... Okay, so...
I 100% of the game. 100%.
Now I feel awful because I haven't beat the Ultimate Cup Z.
Huh?
Or even the Ultimate Cup. I haven't beaten Chaos Alphaless.
Oh yeah, I beat the Chaos one, which took all my life and then some.
I really want to.
It took a lot. But yeah, I beat the 3 tournaments. And
I remember being like, what the fuck, when Galactonite appeared for like the 5th time in Star Allies. And you're gonna fight the same dumb boss fight all over again. And then he gets anal bored by a butterfly. and then that guy just drops the mic, shits the pants, and leaves the room. And then he came back. I was freaking out at like 2 a.m, just like running in circles in my room, like panting and sweating and crying, like, why is he here for like 20 minutes? I think that's my favorite fight in the game.
What, the
Morpho Knight.
Just Morpho Knight? Okay, yeah, I mean that's a good one. Certainly a lot more strategy to it than some other ones.
Yeah. But he turns the screen 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Who put that shit in my brownies?
Thank God for my reefer, man.
I love how Morpho Knight anovores Fecto Forgo. And then Fecto Forgo spits him out and anovores him, and then he says, "You don't get to fight me until you beat the true arena." You beat the game!
How did the fucking butterfly get into that space? How did the butterfly get there?
Yes. I hadn't even thought about that. Yeah, because that's all in Leongar's mind.
Yeah, obviously there was like a portal, but like it had to go through the portal to get there.
I love the names of these two new characters. We have Choo Choo, right, and like Magalore and a Roach, and now we have Leon and Carol. That's A+. I do not appreciate the size difference between them.
Yeah, that's a bit distinctive.
It is. I like how I do like. I should be careful saying that. When the trailer first came up, we were all like, "Oh man, Clawline's perfect, haha."
Yeah.
And then playing the game, and like the thigh gap and like the thickness, bro.
That was the first thing Hannah said when she saw her. I was like, "That thigh gap!" I was like, "Oh my gosh,
bro!" Twintel is sweating in the back of the room. Like, why? Why is like a Hal like a Kirby character? No. Stop it. And then Leongar. Oh my god. That's just Tony the Tiger all over again. That's his brother-in-law.
With a buffer upper body. Are you kidding me?
An upper body the size of the European Union. What is happening?
It's so
that
insane.
Boy drinks muscle milk on the hour. Every flavor, all at once.
By the gallons.
He takes like 12 bottles in between his hands and just...
Whey protein. Just right in there. That is... Oh my god.
He winds his condoms with whey protein.
Oh no. Don't say that, especially when Carol the fuck is right there.
She likes... No, stop! She likes nothing. Move on.
She likes it grainy.
So Breath of the Wild 2 got delayed.
Nice save. Anyways.
That's the only news I could think of, because we were looking back at the Nintendo Direct, and I don't think we ever talked about it. But, I don't know, like, the Mario Kart 8 DLC came out, and, like, it's good, can't wait for more. Xenoblade 3, sure. It's kind of it for, like, big stuff. Yeah,
for the big stuff, I would say. I don't think there's anything I personally,
Everything else we don't really care about, like Fire Emblem Heroes 2, Bayonetta 3, Advance Wars. Like, it's all like, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, just, like, can't wait for it to come out, but,
I do not remember if we ever talked about Scarlet and Violet. Sprigatito is mine!
And mine.
No, I don't share.
I didn't ask you to.
I am an only sibling.
I didn't ask you to.
I thought it was like, I'm an only sibling. I didn't.
Oh my gosh.
And so can you.
That's so good. Without a condom. Anyways, so
it would be very painful.
I don't have anything to say really as far as Scarlet and Violet.
There's really not much to say besides the star designs, and we know it's going to be open world of some kind. There is something to be said that for all the advertising of Legends Arceus, they never, ever, in any press release on the website, in trailers or anything, they never called Legends Arceus open world, and now they're calling this open world. So the structure of the game will be different from the Monster Hunter kind of, you pick one of these 5 areas and it's expansive, but it's not quote-unquote open world mechanics.
Still, excuse me, we had like a Pokemon Direct, and that was really the only information to glean from it. Unless you care for Shaman, which, Shaman's in Legends Arceus. So, yeah, there's that.
But, Mamoswine and Pokemon Unite. It's really cold in here. Please turn off the AC.
Yes.
Have you seen Mamoswine with the drip?
No, what?
Because you know the Pokemon in is that what it's called, right? Unite? Yeah, they have different costumes.
Yeah. That are way too much money.
Yes. Alola Ninetales costume for $40.
Fucking, you can buy 2 games for that.
Sure, but here we go. I gotta pull this up. Where's it at?
I guess I'll put this up once Drew shows it.
There's the boy!
What the fuck? Come
Yeah!
on. Are you serious?
Yeah!
Save that and send it to me.
Yeah!
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is... Ugh.
He is blasting the Bee Gees.
Looks like it. The, why with Pokemon Unite?
Sure.
Why?
Money.
But, like, it just seems like the laziest thing.
Yeah.
Alright. Kirby. Direct. Pokemon Presents. I think it's time.
You're right. It's 100% time.
Drew, can you tell me a little
Furbait
thing?
Lucario.
What the fuck is that? Save that and send that to me now, because I have to present that.
You don't have my permission to masturbate.
No, you have to send that to me if you're going to put that up.
Horny on man, I can't let it happen. He's like actually mad.
I have to put this up.
No.
Fine, whatever, fine. People, you just don't get to
Ryan,
see it.
we have to abstain. We talked about this.
It's in your search history, not mine.
It's just a costume from Unite.
Either way.
You haven't seen my bookmarks. All of the chips, just at the center of the table.
Okay.
Do you have any 4s?
All in. Alright. Let's drop the ball and start with a ring.
That wasn't a ball, that was a
cord.
I think that was like
I dropped a cord.
A
yes.
phone like charging cable? Yeah.
No, it was for headphones.
Why'd you drop it?
Well, I dropped it. No, can you please tell me about rings?
Do you have like buttery fingers?
I will smack you upside the face if you don't start saying shit about Sonic 2. The movie, it was good. I liked it.
I have no idea. I mean, not that I ever like give scores for movies.
I don't either.
But if I ever did, this film would be the exception. I have no idea what to make of this movie. It is a film of the cinema. There's so much good in it, and there's so much bad in it, and I loved every second, except for the parts where I wanted to blow my brains out, which were numerous.
Which we'll get to.
Every second, every frame of that 2-hour film was a coin toss of me slumping into the dirty, disgusting theater seat, or like applause from one man in the auditorium. I It was. It exists and it's here, and it'll never go away. I don't know how to talk about this movie.
Okay, I'll start. So, me and Drew went to see it with a friend, and I kind of secretly kept my eye on Drew,
Which I didn't even notice.
He didn't even really notice. I was kind of every so often like looking to my sides, looking at him, just because I was curious. Because I was like curious to think, okay, this is a Sonic movie. Drew is into Sonic much more than I am. Much more lore-wise, much more in the older game sense-wise.
Yeah.
I'm more into the adventure games. That's kind of what I grew up with, and that's the games that I had available to me. But Drew was able to pick up on a lot of references, including, this is all spoilers now, so it's just, there was Labyrinth Zone, there was Master Emerald, there was a ton of stuff. Obviously not all of it is completely canon, but that's...
Yeah, the film does its own thing with it.
Yeah, film does its own thing, which is fine in some cases, but I think the one thing we can all agree on is every time they shoved in what felt like a fan service element, I think it was used as best as it could have been. There was that little moment where Eggman and his kind of like...
Don't tell me you don't remember the best character's name.
I forgot it.
Agent Stone!
Agent Stone.
We Stan.
We Stan... What? So Agent Stone... There's a point where Eggman and Agent Stone are talking to each other. And...
Is this when they're in the cockpit for the
Yes.
for the Death Egg robot?
Yeah, and he lifts up like he says like, "Oh, I learned to do this in the manual," and it's a Sega Genesis like reference because it's the logo and the lettering and everything, and it's like that's the kind of wink, wink, nudge, nudge you should do. Really quick, got it in and out. It's fine.
Not necessary.
It's not necessary at all.
It's cute even if you have no idea what it is.
Exactly. You're like, oh, I recognize that. That's fine.
Yeah.
And all the Sonic references that I guess you could have made, they really didn't feel like references. It just felt like this is just a Sonic movie, so this is what's going to happen now.
Well, Sonic builds the robot that shits all over itself and then collapses on the floor, which is a reference, of course, to Sonic Lost World. And the fact that it's real.
Wait, say again?
I'd rather not. I don't want to trigger my PTSD too hard today. I'm trying to get better about that.
Can we discuss something that's been on my mind ever since we saw that movie? And it's something that you're never going to think about. At least I don't think you think about. Who were the fucking humans at the beginning?
I still don't know.
I still don't know either. And I'm like, I was thinking in the theater, we're never going to get an explanation for this. We're never going to get an explanation for why these human-looking, like, human figure...
They're wearing the bird headdresses.
Yeah, which is fine, but it's like, where did they come from? What race are they? Are they a different thing? Knuckles is leading them, apparently.
So, there is a prequel comic that came out, and it's not necessary at all, but the bird people appear in there, too.
Okay.
You know that Knuckles has been on his own after his family got massacred in the war.
Mm-hmm.
Film for 6-year-olds.
Yep.
He's been alone for a while, and I think he's like traveling through different worlds looking through Sonic. He runs out of rings.
So what? He's just Samus? He just meets bird people? He's just like, you're my friends now.
Well, no, they capture him. They take him to like a Coliseum prison. He wins all the fights he's put against, and then he is set free and he's given more rings so that he can travel and keep looking for Sonic.
Okay. I guess it's
so
fair enough.
they don't really say who they are or where they're from. They just kind of like take him as a prisoner for reasons.
I guess that's a wink, wink, nudge,
And
nudge
I
spot,
guess like Knuckles wins their respect or something.
Probably, but the only times that me and Drew actually physically cringed.
No.
Well, okay, I physically cringed. I definitely.
There's more moments for me.
Well, the two moments for me are the Sonic pop culture references.
Yep.
And
Wow, it's like Fast and Furious!
yeah, oh my gosh.
Dwayne Johnson!
We're like Dwayne Johnson and The Rock and Vin Diesel, and it's like, fucking stop. Stop. Don't do this.
I'm gonna eat a rock and drink Diesel.
Exactly. Drink Diesel, then eat a rock, because then you're clogging it. But like,
It's actually a special limited time combo. If you show the person at the concession stand your Sonic 2 ticket,
they give you
you get a rock and a cup of Diesel.
you get some motor oil to wash it down.
I do need it to wash down. I do have like kind of a structured way to talk about this, but do you want to just like get into the shitty scenes?
What's the structured way you want to talk about this?
What did I write down? Thoughts on the first movie, general thoughts, all the characters, like the human aspects, and then more of like miscellaneous thoughts.
You know what? I like that. Let's start with the characters. Let's start with new characters, because we've already been introduced to quite a few.
I don't know if we necessarily need to talk about the first movie. Honestly, It's been so long since I've seen it, but it's definitely an Alvin and the Chipmunks movie out of 10.
Yeah.
It's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but parts of it are. I like how we just agreed to do the structure thing. I have to get this off my chest. I can't do it. I cannot get over how the bar scene in the first movie is actually arguably the most enjoyable part. And they did it again in this movie, and it is worse in every single way. How? What? How? What? How is it worse in every single way?
Did you like when they turned on, what's that song?
Uptown Funk.
Uptown Funk. Yep.
That was the least awful part.
I know, but I'm just saying that really set the mood for me. It's like, okay, this is the direction. This is the direction.
That scene's got extra sync points for me because, and I'm sure this is the case in a couple other scenes throughout both of the movies, but this was the first time I noticed why doesn't Sonic use the super speed?
Yeah, that was the confusing, because that was the best part about that bar scene of like him going around and messing with everything without everyone knowing.
Right.
And then when it starts up again, it makes sense. It would have been fine if he's like, Tails, hold on just a sec. And then he like does like a pose, and then he just like zooms off, creates havoc, and then he comes back in the pose, and he's just like, and done. And
that's
like,
what you mean. I mean, Sonic is having a panic attack for 6 hours in this cabin in the middle of nowhere because the map is over there. He could literally grab it, come back, and no one would notice.
Mm-hmm.
You would not feel a breeze. And for this, it's really like a 4 or 5 minute scene. It feels like it's 3 hours.
It does feel like it's really long.
And this whole time, even when it's nighttime, they don't get the map back. I don't think so, anyways, right? Not until much later.
They get it at the end.
Okay.
They get it at the end because the guy stuffs it in his pants, and then at the end, Sonic rips it out.
I really was not expecting. What I forgot was the most tired cliche joke of all time, which is, I'm translating from one language to another. What do you mean you pooped down my mommy's throat? Let's talk about how this movie is actually racist towards literally all Siberians. Bold choice by Jeff Fowler, and Paramount as a whole. But
I mean, racist.
Yeah.
I don't think you know what you're saying. Racist?
Yeah.
How?
Yes.
It's not true. Oh my gosh.
Because they're all little monsters that huddle in a cabin, and then they dance, and then they yell and scream.
Can we talk about the end of that segment, which I think was the best part of that whole cabin scene, was the ending. Not the ending of the dance-off, like what happened afterwards, which is Sonic and Tails rightfully bonding and saying, like, hey, I'm glad to have you with me. And then we get one of the cutest scenes in which I awed at audibly.
I did too, and then I was disgusted with myself, and I said, "No, you know what? Actually, this is fine."
Yeah, I remember you turned to me and you're just like, no, fuck it. If I'm gonna do it to any movie, fine, let it be this.
Yeah.
And but no, it was Sonic tries to be kind and puts a blanket on Tails, who's cuddled in a little fox position, and then he puts the blanket on him and he turns, and then Tails' two foxes just go right on top of Sonic. And it's like, oh, you're friends. It's nice. And the two big things that bothered me was A, is the pop culture references, and B, Robotnik not feeling like Robotnik and feeling like Jim Carrey.
Do you think his Tails can get boners and then he can't fly?
I think we can just talk about something else, and we'll be fine. What are you saying? If he like peeps on a girl in a fucking building, then he's just done for? What? Where do you want me to take that, Drew? Where?
Up.
Like his tails?
Yes.
Oh my
Do you think if he looks at a girl that's too hot, he gets pre and then he gets his tails all crusty, which heavily affects the aerodynamics of his flight,
No.
so he can't move as fast through the air?
No.
And then Jim Carrey Eggman takes a pic and posts it on his TikTok, and Agent Stone likes it twice.
Twice
This is
with two different accounts.
I'm going to a poetry slam tonight. Do you think that was good practice? I have no idea. Like, my eyes just rolled to the back of my head and all of that happened. And now I'm here, and I don't know where I am.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that was funny. But like, I was just, I don't know.
It's a birth defect.
What?
So I like the way that Tails is characterized in this movie.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't use my input.
What was your input?
Tail boners?
Oh, that.
I
thought you meant something else.
It is really weird to me that Sonic is voiced by Ben Schwartz and Knuckles is voiced by Idris Elba and Tails is voiced by the voice actress that he's had since 2010. It's really weird.
Which is, I liked it.
I
really...
like it too. It's just weird having her be the odd one out.
Yeah.
But her voice is perfect. It's hard to imagine another Tails voice now.
It is.
When I hear the adventure voice, or the voice from like Adventures, it's weird.
I wonder what happened to Sonic. That's a line from Adventure 1. I cringe at it every time. I'm like, oh my gosh. It sounds like...
Welcome to Norton, your computer has virus. Let's just quote Sonic Adventure for the next 2.5 hours.
Okay.
No way! I can't believe it!
That was him behind the scene once the intercom turned off.
Way to go, knucklehead!
You haven't seen the power this vessel really has! Get a load of this!
Do you have a bell? You have like a little...
No.
I thought you bought it! We talked about this like a year ago! I thought you bought it! I thought you ordered one off of Amazon for like $4. I've been waiting for this.
I'm sorry.
We're not friends anymore. I can fix this. I can fix it. I'll pull it up on my phone.
Okay. Sorry. I had this vision a while back, and I guess Drew's gonna live it. Oh. I don't have it just on hand. Oh man.
Chaos!
Chaos.
I didn't actually make anything, but I bought KFC.
Here, eat up. Which is also a line.
Keep your Kentucky Fried Fighters away from me.
Will you at least let it bore you?
What?
Which was a line from that. That was the end. That was the end gag. From that video. Drew's lost.
What? What are you talking about? And when can I leave? In that order. What video?
Fucking video.
Which one? We watch like 1,000 every day.
It's Sonic and Eggman with Chaos 6.
What?
Where it like Eggman just keeps saying like that's right, Sonic, he has tentacles now. And Sonic's just like, I don't want to be a part of this. And then he says, keep your Kentucky Fried Fetish away from me, or something like that. And then Eggman just says, will you at least let it bore you? How did you not remember this?
I've only
Fuck, I'm the one that remembered Knuckles Baseball, and that you can't remember
Knuckles
this.
Baseball! And then Sonic 3. Sonic 3! Shadow Basketball!
Shadow Basketball.
I love Pakistan is only that one reason.
That was another moment in the theater that I'll never forget.
Didn't even know they had basketball in the fucking desert in the mountains.
I completely shattered Drew's mind and sphincter when I I leaned over to him at the end of the movie and said, Drew, Knuckles Baseball. And he fucking just punched the armchair and just
It felt like someone threw a firecracker at my skull. I could not believe.
I really thought he had thought the same thing.
I had a Jimmy Neutron brain blast. I guess there's no structure to this anymore. There is some line. I think it's when it's after the scene where Tom gets shamed for having gigantic muscles from someone who has slightly larger muscles, and we're supposed to see him as like the virgin.
Yeah, really, like we're supposed
When
to be.
he looks like he can bench press 1,000 without breaking a sweat.
Exactly.
And he I guess I'm the loser. But then he's talking to Maddie after that, and I do not remember the line.
What was it?
But
you're...
that's it. He's looking at all the muscle-bound dudes throwing up Gatorade on each other on the beach.
Yep.
And he turns to Maddie and he says, I really wish Sonic had that. And she's like, muscles? And I don't remember if I said anything to you, but like instantly I thought to myself, Tika Sumpter wants Sonic cock. She wants that alien 3 foot
You did lean something. You did say something to me. I can't remember what it was. I remember you leaned...
It's happening.
You said something like shit like, oh no, it's happening. And I was like, what? And you were just like, furry.
And you know Sonic, because he's got a mommy fetish from childhood trauma. Just, you know, the puberty does weird stuff. And, you know, I mean, in the first 10 minutes, Tika Sumpter comes up to, like, get Sonic's laundry in his, like, basement attic bedroom.
And I mean...
I do not know how I feel about Sonic being like a kid that they take care of.
You know what? I'm fine with it in the case of a movie. Because it's that human element that is always so lacking to me in other movies. Because it's like, okay, the thing that I think about is how would you make Sonic legitimate? And you could have gone another way with it.
Well, like relatable?
Well, yeah, but they could also have done like they could have also done like Sonic's here. This is a Sonic movie. You know what's happening. But I think their whole goal is to make it appeal to everyone, including kids. that's the demographic that's hitting, is like, well, kids want something that they can relate to. It's like, well, like the kid is getting the friend, and you know, like stuff like that. So it's like, it's something like that to me, where it's like, okay, here's the kid aspect of the film in a nutshell, but then there's the coding of fan content around it. That's really what we're interested in.
I guess this is kind of the big discussion that I wanted to get into, is every problem that I have with the movie, besides like some dumb lines of dialogue,
Mhm.
are, and I don't hate every like human or live action aspect of the movie, but they're always the worst. Like when there's something bad, it's never gonna be like from Knuckles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like the Labyrinth Zone segment.
Mhm.
It's always like Wade or something, you know? And I was thinking to myself, why was this series made live action in the first place?
It didn't need to be, and that's completely up to them. I think they saw a money market valuable, and they were just like, let's take a risk.
Like,
And if it doesn't work, then let's stop.
I have to wonder, like, if there's one, I don't know, there's like two reasons I could think of. Either like any major animation studio that would have done it was busy with other projects, or they just weren't interested, or making a completely animated film would have had a higher budget. I have no idea if that's the case. I'm spitballing. But like, I think of zero good reasons that this Sonic series has to be live action. Because even if you want like humans in it, okay, let's make them animated. Why does it have to be James Marsden and Tika Sumpter and Jim Carrey when you can just have like it? I really don't think Sonic needs humans. I think they're very, very, to say the least, hit or miss throughout the series. But if you need them for the movie, just make it like an Illumination movie or a Pixar movie. It's still all animated.
It's fine. I think my whole take on it is, you get what you're given. And I think with what we were given with the first movie, it's like, okay, this is like 5 out of 10. This is like, I'm okay with it, because it's like not bad. It's not so bad that it makes you want to be like, fuck this movie. Like, fuck this movie in every way, shape, and form.
I don't think so.
No, that's not the first movie. For me, the first movie is like a solid, like, in some aspects, it even like over delivers. I'm like, oh my gosh, I never thought that they would actually try to do that or something.
When I like calling Sonic 2 the best like Alvin and the Chipmunks or like Smurfs or Garfield movie.
But it's way better than any of those movies. But it is.
That's the joke, is that it's actually better than most of those movies.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm, it's not like those are all like 0 out of 10 or whatever.
The moral of all those stories is the same.
Yeah.
That's the problem, and that's what you're...
now we're in the real world!
Yeah, that's always going to be the joke, and I don't like it. Again, my least favorite part, Sonic's pop culture references. Shaun White. I'm like, who the fuck just thought of Shaun White in any years? Like, unless you're Shaun White or his family.
Is he like 90 now?
I don't fucking know anymore. He could probably look it. I'm not sure. I don't have anything against Shaun White. Why does he get a mention in this movie?
Right.
Because pop culture.
I could be wrong, but when I think of like the wedding scene,
yeah,
I think to myself, if this were animated, is there even a non-zero chance that this would have been in the movie? Would this scene have been in the movie in this way? Would Rachel even be a character from the start if this were an animated movie?
No. I can almost assure you it would have been 2 to 3 characters of even if humans or anything, or just like side characters involving Chow or some other race.
Right, yeah, assuming that they're not all just animals.
Yeah, exactly. To answer your question, I don't really think so. But I think with humans, it's the best outcome that could have possibly... Because you think of all the...
Realistically?
Like, realistically.
See, I keep wanting to cope and tell that to myself, and then I remember the Mario movie is going to be completely animated. That is not like an animation live action hybrid.
No.
So
but that's the thing. That's the direction they
what's
went.
the difference? But why did this movie have to be this direction? You said a couple seconds ago that it's just you take what you get. And that is the fundamental difference between people who have a positive and negative opinion of this movie. Is there's people like you that are just like, yeah, for what it is. But there's something in my brain that just has to ask, but why did it have to be like this?
Okay, then here, I want you to riddle me this. Why doesn't Mario go like Sonic did? Why don't they treat Mario like a weird fish out of water? Is it because he's relatively human, so they can't do that? Or is it because Sonic is a little different, story-wise?
I feel, okay, maybe
Mario,
I'm misunderstanding. I feel like you have it backwards, though, because you understand that Sonic is the one that's... Oh, no, I see what you mean. Okay.
So Mario's in the Mushroom Kingdom, and there's a kind of a world that's a little set up. There's a lot more you can do with that. Sonic's very hit or miss and all over the place.
Okay.
Sonic is very like, well, you can just do anything, but if you're planning out sequels, you gotta make it something.
Okay. Here's my counter-argument. Sonic has had, what, like 15, 20 mainline series games.
Mm-hmm.
So remember how Sonic 1 was a fish out of water story where he ended up in Manhattan so that they could make Sonic 3, where he's on Angel Island and the Death Egg, and then like Sonic Adventure 2 with the space colony.
Sorry.
If you make an animated movie, it can be about anything.
Yes.
So I don't really understand your argument then.
I'm trying to view this from like a business type perspective of like, imagine all these people saying, okay, we want to make an animated movie. What do we got? And then they pull out all that. Well, we got the characters. We've got some zones. We don't really have a designated home point. And, well, what's the plot? Okay, well, let's try and give him some humanity. Oh, well, Sonic runs. Okay, there's not much humanity there. He's got his friends. There's not really any relatable element that you can say, oh, well, what about the kids? Well, the kids will love it. Well, what about the so-and-so and so-and-so? And they want to try to appeal to everyone and mix in everything of, like, life lessons, morals, and all this other crap that I think they tried to say, okay, here's our compromise. We'll do a live-action thing. And I'm not even saying that my logic is fair.
It's just a weird argument to me. Because if you want a story that's completely animated with heart and like character arcs and stuff, look at any animated movie, Ryan, that's ever been made. That's what every Pixar movie is. That's what every Illumination movie is. That's what every Disney movie is. And I get it that like you or I don't have exact ideas on how to flesh out the characters of the Sonic world. Because that is like, yeah, if you're making a movie, you have to flesh them out. But you can come up with anything. I do have at least one kind of example. Like, okay, Sonic needs some kind of arc. Probably where he needs to learn some, like, humanity.
Discipline.
Or, he needs to learn to... Okay, let's say we stick with the movie's core conceit of Sonic starts out as a loner. And he needs to learn to be more responsible and depend on others. And just get out of the fucking house. Okay? So, like, let's scrap all the human stuff. Let's say in the first movie, Sonic is just by himself, and then Tails comes in. And it's, like, the first real friend that Sonic's ever had. And Sonic learns how to, like, talk to other people, and then Tails is the more responsible one, right? So, he, over time, teaches Sonic not to be so reckless with his powers. And then Tails also shows him that other people are kind, and not everyone... Whatever. You can...
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Because, like, even if you want, like, a evidence that we can do this with Sonic characters, without humans, we've had an answer for 30 years? They're called the comics. Where Sonic and Tails and Knuckles and Silver and everyone on the fucking in all of the mythos is fleshed out. And that's what the comics are all about. And especially, I mean, there's lots of good runs of the Sonic comics, especially like the recent ones for the last like 2 or 3 years, the IDW series. You see characters interacting that you haven't even seen interact before. You have like Silver and Gemerald and all these like original characters too that feel like video game characters, like they fit right in. These characters fleshed out too. So why is Rachel here? we need her? We really do?
Sorry.
I don't know.
For anyone wondering why I'm coughing, it's just there's stuff caught in the back of my throat.
It's popcorn.
No,
It's been there all weekend. I hope my argument doesn't sound too vague, but it's just I don't understand what the limitations of an animated movie are in terms of writing, when writing is just writing. When you make a live-action movie with a limited CGI budget and limited CGI elements, you literally have everything to lose. That's my perspective anyway.
I don't have an answer for you per se, but all I have is ideas. I don't have any answers. I can propose every idea I have to you, and it could possibly be incorrect. The only thing I can say to you is, did you like the Sonic 2 movie? And if you didn't, okay.
Yes, I think I liked it.
And you liked it. You were very excited. I was happy that you.
I'll say like would I call it a good movie? I don't know, because it's not like so bad it's awful all the way through. There are so bad it's good elements strewn throughout,
and
I don't think that any of the good elements in Sonic 2 are amazing. The good elements in Sonic 2 are like the bare minimum that I expect.
Okay.
Like, yeah, wow, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles have good chemistry. Wow, there's a good final fight scene. That's bare minimum stuff for me. Okay. But it's good.
Can I kind of...
Don't you like how you just have to shit on everything?
See, but no, you were saying this earlier. Me and Drew had lunch earlier, and he was saying that he brings forth the negatives just to give me ideas. I want to say the positives of what I thought of this movie, and I'm going to run through a lot.
Now, I have positives too, keep in mind.
But I'm going to run through them really, trying to go fast a little bit. So I'll try and keep it short. I like Sonic fucking up in the beginning. I like introduction, like the bank thing, the heist. I liked that in a nutshell of him fucking up.
Yeah.
I like that, like, okay, he's being reckless. He has something to learn. Stop being reckless.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the thrust for his whole story, really, here. It's like, okay, you have power, don't abuse it.
Yeah, that might actually be one of my least favorite scenes in the movie, just because I think it's kind of lame. But I love the point of it. I like that this is the character arc he's getting. This feels natural.
Exactly. I'm not talking about, like, saying I like the whole scene in general.
Right, but the point of Sonic is struggles with his powers. Yeah, of course he would be.
Yeah.
Of course, it's perfect.
He abuses his powers, goes home.
He thinks he's doing the right thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's all good. Tom, that's his name, right? The human.
Yeah.
Tom finds out that he's sneaking out. Okay, he gives him the talk. Gives him a talk. Sonic says, "Oh, did you get that from Oprah?" And then I fall asleep.
Then I fall off the boat, and then the drowning.
Yeah, and then I wanted to drown, but
you're not my real dad.
But I liked. I know, but like I liked that element, and I don't know if Sonic exactly crossed his fingers, or did he? When, like, he said, like, I want you to stop using your powers. Did he cross his fingers behind his back?
I don't think so. I think he just lied like a shitty menace.
Okay. Just making sure. But, then, once... I kind of like that Sonic is also just abusing his fucking travel powers to get them to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Like, just like, here, you just go. Like, just get out.
Why would you do that?
I know, but I'm just saying, like, doesn't he have a limited thing of these? Like... But my point is I liked it. My point is I liked
But
that.
he's airport security.
But, so there was that. Then there was the Tails Like, oh, he came into the world scene. And that was fine. I don't know why Tails can fly at the speed of fucking light. But, like, there was that. And then there was, Knuckles and Eggman.
Yep.
I kind of like that you don't get an explanation on, like, that they came to an agreement.
Yeah, they kind of wait a second. It's just kind of assumed.
Yeah, it's just assumed. It's like they don't rush into, like, oh, well, here's my thing.
And
here's my thing.
There's not entirely a whole lot to talk about because the whole point of that is Eggman doesn't play all of his cards right away. He tries to see what Knuckles is all about.
Yeah.
So.
And I like that they don't try to hide it. I like that they don't try to hide Eggman's betrayal. Like, Eggman, like, is ready to pull that trigger at any time.
Yeah, but I like that at the beginning of the movie, you see him wait until, like, Sonic and Tails get away, and then Knuckles gets frustrated, and then he provides Knuckles an ultimatum. Like, that, again, that kind of characterization feels perfect.
Every line from Knuckles was almost every line to me was pretty much pure gold. From the leaning on the cliff being like you cannot touch. Oh, there's stairs. That was really good to me. I was like, oh, this is great. Idris Elba killed it. I think it was. In retrospect, I'm like, you know what? Damn good choice.
He's growing on me. I definitely like, at least at first, I liked the lines more than the voice itself. But it's growing on me. I think once we see Sonic 3, it'll, like, settle in. It's not a bad voice by any means. It's just, it's so different from all the others.
I like Tails. I thought he could have been a bit more quirky.
Yeah.
He's already kind of, like, quirky, but it's like I'm the oddball, but it's like, okay, well, why don't you say, like, oh, I made a machine that makes ice cream, but then it started throwing it at the customers or something. It's like, It's just like something where it's like, I tried to help, but I didn't really do anything. It's like, it makes it more sound like I just was a recluse. I just stayed to myself and did my thing. And I just watched you from so long. And it's like, oh, Sonic's immediately uncomfortable. And it's like, yeah, I would be too. And,
you ever heard of Yandere? How about Yandere 3 galaxies away?
Yeah. And then comes to you to try and help.
Heckin' based. How many times has Sonic jerked off to a DC comic?
Probably too many.
Tails can give you an exact answer. And that's all the information I have to present to you. What are we going to talk about next?
They go to the one guy's house where they see the long claw thing.
I just started thinking way too hard about what are, like, the mechanics, like the logistics of Sonic masturbating if he can move at, like, super speed.
Very uncomfortable. I imagine that's the only time that he would ever want anything slower. Moving on. So, I like how I give a real answer and you're shocked by this. And it's just like... So, Longclaw apparently looks right at Sonic even though she's a hologram. And I was okay with it. It's... You know what I saw this movie as? I saw this as a fan service kids movie.
I really cannot. There's a couple scenes that I cannot get over that will live rent-free in my head. And this isn't the first one in the movie. There's one before this. But Sonic watching a hologram of his, for 20 years, dead mother, telling him that Sonic now has the largest responsibility in the universe of finding and protecting the Master Emerald. And I love you, my son, and I hope you're doing okay. And the hologram turns off, and the lights come back on in the room. And Sonic's really sad. And Tails, next to him, just kind of, he's like, let it out, buddy, it's okay, I'm here for you. And then Wade points to Tails and says, so is that like your dad? I thought I was melting, like, into my seat. My vision got blurry. I started, like, losing color. My organs bloated. I did not know what was happening to my body, Ryan.
I'm gonna guess that they tried to get Patrick Warburton to do that guy. I'm gonna guess that they tried to get him for that role.
Joe Swanson.
I'm gonna guess because that's exactly the character that they've had him do before.
So
is that like your dad?
Okay, while we're talking about stuff that's driving me crazy, actually, there's 2 jokes before that moment where I had a similar reaction of like my body's shutting down, take me to the ICU. I've entered an alternate universe and I don't know how. Maybe there was a ring portal at the bottom of my popcorn bucket.
Yeah.
And it bored me through. When Sonic is having the house party. And it's the most standard, like, my parents are gone, I'm having a party montage of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Like a bubble bath and some pop music, and he does the slide thing in the hallway with the toga, and then he tries on different hairstyles.
Which I'm very tired of.
And then the whole living room's trashed. And he has a riding lawnmower! And he the fucking living room! At like a quarter of a mile an hour, just riding up metric tons of like Doritos bags and cum rags and plastic cups. And Ozzy's just watching in the corner, whimpering, when do Mom and Dad get back to me? And it's not even the end of the montage, it cuts back to more normal stuff you've seen in comedy films since 1960. But the memory, ladies and gentlemen, of Sonic on a riding lawnmower. And it's a weird camera angle, too! Because it's like overhead. It's like they put the camera on the ceiling fan.
Yeah. You can really see the damage of the mess. And it's like, you're not doing anything there.
It's like you're playing a Sims game. And it's
like you glitched into the house.
It is... I mean... Like, if Sonic Frontiers was to have a riding lawnmower, how, like, Shadow the Hedgehog had motorcycles, you think I'm buying that? I won't even rent it.
So is that a so bad it's good moment to you?
Is it bad? I don't know. I want to say so. I don't know. Half of the stuff I laughed at in this movie, I can't tell if it was written, like, ironically or not. Because the other thing is...
There's another thing.
When Tails comes into the world, he says, I have to get to Sonic quickly. And once he gets in the city, he's like, okay, I should probably be more covert about this. I can't just run through the city. I can't just fly over it. It'd be inefficient to go around. Oh, look, a car. It's different technology from what I'm used to. I could probably figure out how a car works. Okay. And when I think about it like that, like, okay, sure, yeah, sure.
I think I know what comes next.
Knuckles getting run over by a car and Tails saying, Sonic, get in! Is the Oscar winner. Not the movie, just that.
It just wins the
It
Oscars.
wins every category. Best actress, best cinematography, best screenplay.
That was the best Come
Best
With Me If You Want to
score.
Live I've ever seen.
I just fucking...
That was definitely one of the moments when the theater just erupted. I remember the theater that we were in.
I didn't even hear...
specifically.
I did not even hear other people, Ryan. My head was spinning and I could only hear, like, my own laughter. And that's not, like, a joke. Like, I was laughing so hard, I did not hear anything else.
It was really good. I laughed so hard at that.
Because it's not even going that fast.
No!
It's like 15 miles an hour.
But you know Knuckles has never seen this machine in his life. And he's just like, what is it? I'll punch it or something, and then it just...
And like, yeah, like, it catches him off guard. Like, fair enough. Like, in terms of, like, logic, like, yes, it makes sense. But, like, I told you, Ryan, earlier that I wanted to really talk about this. I don't really think I do. I think I've kind of changed my mind. But I remember Arlo was getting shit for a lot of things in that review he had, but one of the things that got the most attention for some reason was he pointed out that scene where Knuckles gets hit by a car, and he says, "This is if you asked me as like an 8-year-old what a Sonic movie would be, I would not imagine this. This is not like a Sonic movie thing." And people got uproarious about that. And, like, look, whatever. Like, yeah, there's cars and there's, like, humans in Sonic games, but, like, I don't know, Ryan. Am I going crazy? Is it weird that, like, it just doesn't fit? When I don't imagine this happening in, like, a cutscene in, like, Sonic Heroes. It's just, like, Knuckles in the backyard gets hit by a sedan. Is it just, like, weird? That's why I think it's so funny. Is, like, yes, it's an intentional joke, but, like, yeah, Tails is driving, like, a 2004, like, Honda Civic. You know what I mean? Like, what is this?
It's because you've known these characters for so long in so many different scenarios and different, like, things going on. And then you see this outlandish scene.
Yeah.
And then that scene catches you off guard.
And I'm not opposed to the scene. I'm okay with it. I find it ironically funny and unironically funny. I think there's layers to it. Yes, it's obviously a joke. I'm not saying there's anything bad about it. This isn't Sonic, though. Man, remember Aquatic Mine? When Knuckles gets hit by Grandma crossing the street? You know what I mean? It's just...
Okay, but you can't include every zone. And they did include things.
Dude, remember the Honda Civic in Savannah Citadel from Sonic Unleashed?
Okay, but what? Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just, everything else is so fantastical. I'm not complaining, but it's just weird to me. Like, when they put in, like, the real-ass, like, Honda cars in Mario Kart 8, and you can have, like, Roy Koopa drive them. It's, like, the same thing. It's just whiplash.
Okay, so just to kind of put this question out there.
I'm sorry that I'm a freak and incomprehensible. I don't know how to turn it off.
It's fine, you're manageable. So,
best compliment I've ever gotten. And it wasn't even from a girl.
Good luck. Anyways.
Turn it off! Cancelled!
I'm joking.
No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not.
What are you putting?
No, you're not.
This is unacceptable!
Your mic's right there!
Oh, I'll do it again.
This is unacceptable!
The thing I was gonna say
is good luck.
Was the thing I was gonna say was that, okay, would you have enjoyed it if it was just Aquatic Mine verbatim? Would you have enjoyed it if it was Pumpkin Hill verbatim? Would you have enjoyed it if, they went to Pumpkin Hill and there was a scary spook, and then they grabbed a piece of Master Emerald and left?
No, like, I get it. Like, I see what you mean, but it's just, like, I don't, and I guess it's a complicated answer. I don't know how to answer that, but, like, if the ultimatum is just there's only two choices, it's that or the best Alvin and the Chipmunks movie I've ever seen. I don't know, what is the answer? It's kind of weird. Why are those my only two choices? Why is there not some kind of weird middle ground?
But here's the question. Here's the thing. You're asking why.
Yeah, and I understand completely that is where the entire problem stems, is that when you ask fundamentally why a thing you don't like has to be, of course negativity will stem from that.
I'm sorry to say this, just let me finish on my thought. My thought is basically down to this. It's like, did you or did you not enjoy that scene?
Yes.
You enjoyed it. Despite its outlandishness, you still enjoyed it.
Yes. It is, for better or worse, the best thing that's ever happened to me.
That That scene in the movie is legitimately funny to me.
Yes.
And I think that that's why. Because it's like, yeah, these are fantastical creatures. Yeah, they can be hit by cars. They're not invincible. And it's like, okay, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do any of this. The thing you need to do is, did I enjoy it?
Right. But see, I'm not asking myself, why is it like this in that same kind of way with that scene. I'm asking that with, like, the dance hall scene.
I think that was, if anything, I don't think that was for kids. I think that was more for, like, look how cool Sonic is. And it's like, which is what they've always done with Sonic. And it's my least favorite aspect about Sonic in a nutshell, which is, look how cool Sonic is. Look how cool he is.
Yeah, wow, look.
Yeah.
In all lowercase Comic Sans.
Exactly, but that's the thing. That's the thing. When you see Sonic jumping off, Sonic in that first Adventure 2 cutscene, when he gets out of the helicopter and skateboard, like, no low budget fights and no movies, I'm out of here. It's like, okay, that's cheesy, but it makes me smile because it's animated. Here, it's not funny, and it goes on for minutes.
Right.
And that's the problem, is like, okay, you can do one joke like that in a game. You can do two jokes like that in a game. You can do three. You can do a couple like that in a game. In a movie, you have to keep up consistency.
Yeah.
That's the problem, and that's what they were going for. Like, isn't Sonic cool? Okay, but now we need that for a beat. We need that to last. That's not just a one-beat joke. That is a stretch. This is a segment of your movie. And that's the problem, is like, they're trying to make Sonic, isn't he cool? Don't you want to be Sonic? No.
I mean, I still kind of want to be.
My point is...
I'm more of a Knuckles guy.
Fuck. Shut up. The point is, they've always done this with Sonic, and it's the one thing that's always turned me off to Sonic, which is, he's cool. Look how cool he is. Don't you think Uptown Funk is cool? Maybe? It's a song. It's definitely a song.
It is song out of 10.
Yes, exactly. It is a song that exists, and I feel yay or nay about it sometimes. I can listen to it, other times I tolerate it, other times I hate it. Well, isn't Sonic dancing to it just so much better? No. That makes me hate. That's the thing, is like, that's why you can accept some elements, but not all elements. Because there's some aspects of the world you like. There's some you don't. That's the downside of the world. If you like everything about a Sonic game, please, direct your own Sonic movie. I don't like everything about Sonic games. I think that sometimes they're a little...
neither do I.
But that's what I'm saying, though. That's why I say, like, for what this is, it's the best we could have gotten. If you would have put an animated movie in front of me and said, watch it, I would have watched it. And I probably would have said, if it was by the same studio, I probably would have said, you know what?
Yeah.
That was the best I would have got. Because it's two different beasts. It's two different animals. It's two different productions. It's two different sets of it. I'm not saying that you have to choose one or the other, but we got handed this one. I'm saying, at the very least, to you and Arlo, just fuck accept
Just
it.
us two and exclusively 0 other people. There's Arlo over there in the corner of the room.
Well, you two are the only people I know.
Have you recovered from the stoning yet?
Poor Arlo.
What even happened?
Listen, to all people who are rabid about the Sonic movie, it's an okay movie. I'm gonna give it like a solid 6 out of 10, but like...
See, I'm rabid about it, but I'm not rabid about it to other people. That's the difference between me and other So Agent Stone's my favorite character. I stan.
Do you like when he got his, what was it, Knuckles, like, shifted into position by Knuckles?
That was my least favorite part of the movie, because do not hurt my boyfriend. Just do not.
Are you gonna go to the Mean Bean?
Yes.
What is it called?
The Mean Bean. The Mean Bean.
Oh, it's literally just Mean Bean Cafe. Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be great. I'm surprised that there haven't been any promotions like that. Like, oh, try Starbucks, the new Mean Bean.
Yeah.
That's kind of surprising. Mean bean
What would-
latte.
What would a Sonic flavored like latte be? What would it?
Blue raspberry. I don't know. I don't know. But my point is of the whole thing. To anyone who is struggling on saying like I like or hate the Sonic movie, what do you got? What do you got? I see that look in your face.
Chili dog latte.
Oh gosh.
They already have Chili Dog Sonic G Fuel.
Oh, I didn't know.
Do you remember this? They made the Peach Rings G Fuel,
Yeah.
but then, as an April Fool's joke, G Fuel advertised a Sanic. It is Sanic Chili Dog G Fuel, but it's real, and you can still buy it. Past like April Fool's 2018 or whatever.
Jeez.
You can still buy it.
Wow. News to me, but
So really, I think this is why the Russia-Ukraine conflict is going on. It stems back a couple years.
But anyways, so when I think about this movie, and specifically when I think about Arlo and you, because I know you two people. Well, I don't know Arlo, but I've watched his videos. Again, Arlo, feel well. Don't let anyone get you down. Drew,
I think it'll be okay.
don't worry. I'm sure, I am absolute fuck positive, you will get a Sonic animated movie down the road. I'm almost positive. That's gonna happen. There's no way it's not gonna happen.
I already have one. The Sonic OVA from like 1999 or whatever it is. Knuckles wears a cowboy hat. And Metal Sonic's there and he looks up a girl's skirt.
See, but like when I think of all this stuff, it's like, and people, when you guys, because you're raving about it in a way where you're like, why did they choose this? Why did they choose this? Why did they choose it? It's like, it doesn't matter. It's out. It's out. What are you gonna do about it?
See, I do want to clarify. I don't know if this is going to help my case or not. You might still finger me later. I don't know. But let me plead my case.
Depends on how clean you are.
I feel both ways. You have to understand, because I mean, I'm sure it's probably clear, but like, I want to emphasize it. I simultaneously feel what were the decisions that led to this, and yeah, this was fun.
Mhm.
But the reason that I get more negative about stuff and ask why fundamentally and all that is because it's all confusing to me. The best parts about this movie, you don't hear me talking about as much because, like, what do you think about Knuckles? Yeah, he's got good characterization. And that's it.
Let's put
There's
it this way.
nothing notable to me.
This is a Chipmunks movie with some Sonic paint on it.
Yeah.
That
Some
is
better writing.
all it is.
Yeah.
Better writing. I would say better character development too, because, and I wanted to, in my recap of what I liked, the Knuckles Eggman scenes, I liked the, I know I'm kind of skipping an entire scene, but I liked the Sonic Knuckles fight.
Yes.
Not just the first one, the one for the Emerald.
Yeah, yeah.
I liked that one because it kind of led to the case of, like, Sonic then had to help Knuckles.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, he had to really think, like, oh, I gotta save this guy. I've gotta do what's good. And it's like,
Yeah, and he faces fears, and it's a cute moment.
yeah, he did.
He feels like a hero.
But that to me is a Sonic moment, where it's like, that's what I've wanted Sonic to be for so long, where it's like,
Yes.
stop being cool, be real.
Yeah.
Be real in the sense that you have to help your friend. Don't think, oh, he'll find his own way out through the next level. Like,
Yeah.
no, I have to help my friend. Sonic, I've never seen Sonic willingly jump into a body of water in any game for anyone.
Yeah.
Or any reason. And it's like, I've seen him do it in the cartoon Sonic X, I've seen him do it there, and he's done it in a movie. And it's like, each time I felt like this is a sacrifice. This is a sacrifice on his part, and it's like, it makes that character feel a little bit more real to me, where it's like, I like this Sonic.
Right.
I like the fact that I can get behind this Sonic, because it's like, I wanted to get behind Sonic. Never given a reason. Always given the reason of, isn't he cool? It's like Clifford the Big Red Dog. Look how big this dog is.
Wow, that was a lot. I get what you mean.
Look how big this dog is. Look how cool Sonic is. That's it. That's been Sonic to me for years. It's like, just look how cool he is. It's like, I don't give a shit. It's got to be fun.
And this is like semantics at this point. I think Game Sonic would also jump into a body of water to save someone if he had to, even though he's free of water. Here's the difference. The games don't write that scenario, and that's where stuff like movies and shows and comics come in, is they present more scenarios for characters to interact and face different situations.
Well, if I may, and I'm sorry to interrupt you right off the bat, but
No,
it's
that's
like,
about it.
if I may, with that scenario, it's like, you can say that, but there's nothing in the games that would lead me to thinking he would.
See, now that is just my interpretation, and I think that says something that we feel differently, even though we've all played the same games, because there's so little to go off of.
But not only is there so little to go off of, there's no character development as far as the character. It's just Sonic. Sonic's a game.
Yeah, Sonic never gets development.
And that's the problem, and that's why I kind of like this movie, where it's like, Sonic gets development. I've waited for Sonic to get development for so long, and it's like, if this is where I get it, fine.
Yeah.
At least he's looking... Because he's like, I've never seen... Sonic's always at the forefront. And he's supposed to be like a leader. And here he takes fucking charge of this situation. Knuckles, Tails, behind him. He's really saying, we gotta stand up, you know? And it's like, I've never seen that in a game. It's always like, you guys know what to do. It's like...
Yeah, it's always like Sonic is there, and Tails is there, and Knuckles is there.
And I think that you can... I think, depending on the writing, you really can tell a better story with a game. It's just that no one ever does.
Exactly.
And that's my problem with it. It's like, sure, you can say all the ifs, ands, or buts about it, but I like the movie on the premise that this is a Sonic I haven't seen. And this is a Sonic that actually gets character development and isn't just, look how cool he is.
Yeah.
Sonic himself, that's his character, is, look how cool I am. That's what he learns, is that it's not about, look how cool I am. It's about, the hero has responsibility that he has to fucking make happen.
Yeah.
And I'd be fine with just... I have no problem with all the callbacks and references to other games. I have no problems with Labyrinth Zone. If you want to get a few more zones in there, fine, so be it.
But ultimately, that's not the whole point.
No,
and there needs to be more. And this movie does have more.
But I guess your major question is, why isn't it an animated movie? I think when you're doing an animated movie, I think there's limitations. And I think the limitations come at the expense of animators, time, possibly, if you wanted to get rid of all the humans, you'd have to create a lot more stylish designs, and that's kind of a lot to ask for. It's not too much, but it's still a lot.
No, I see what you mean.
And then you just have to kind of plan out... Let's say this was a one-off movie. Because Sonic 1 could have easily been a one-off movie. The same way that Iron Man could have easily been a one-off movie. Now it's looking like, okay, it might grow.
Not might anymore. It will.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yep.
It's like, you start off small. That could have easily, if no one liked it, could have been a one-off movie. Clearly, people liked it. So they made a 2. Now they're teasing a 3. It's not a fantasy anymore. It's real, and you just kind of have to accept that. It's like, okay, if you wanted an animated movie, you'll probably get that down the line. If people clamor enough for it, and people voice their opinion enough, studios will feel pressured.
A Sonic Into the Spider-Verse, I would coom.
Exactly. That's what you'd get. That's what you would get, though.
Don't say that. Don't get my hopes up.
But you know what I mean.
I'm the angry one.
What I'm saying is, like...
I'm the Aaron.
I'm Aaron. I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm Aaron the way I'm projecting my opinion, but
It's okay to not like a thing. As long as
It's
you
not
don't
that
let
I'm
it
not
consume
liking
your life, like me, all the time.
I'm just trying to say that it's okay that you guys don't like it, and if you guys don't like it, fine. But when it comes down to it, I enjoyed the movie, and I enjoyed it despite all its flaws.
I did too.
And there are parts I would pluck, but I still thought of it as a solid 6 out of 10. And with all that said, if you want an animated movie, chances are just wait your turn, and it'll probably happen.
You know, all these live action, like, digressions throughout the movie with, like, Wade breaking into the cafe and stuff, and Rachel and Maddie and Tom at the wedding, but there's no scene of Agent Stone prostate massaging himself.
He was dreaming about doing it to Eggman.
Shadow! I have to tell
We're not even there yet. Supersonic.
Ah!
We're not even at Shadow yet. We have we have
And
the Death Egg robot.
You know the minute that they explained, like halfway through the movie,
Yeah.
that the Master Emerald in this version of the canon is comprised of the 7 Chaos Emeralds. They come together to form the Master Emerald. We should have known right away. I don't know about you.
I did.
I
second I heard it.
It did not even cross my mind. So Supersonic was a legitimate, like, huh? I was losing it.
I thought the second that you saw the thing crumble, I thought you saw the colors.
I didn't.
I saw them, and I was just like,
because they're just slightly out of focus.
They are. They're literally like just out of frame.
Yeah, but they're also like right there in the front.
Yes.
I never thought I would lose it over a character going Super Saiyan. Ever.
If it's done right, it's powerful. That's the thing. Goku going Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 3 are the most powerful Super Saiyan to me. Because it's like every other is like, it's just copycat. But when you really zero in on that moment, you see the golden hair and you know what's happening. You're just like, it's done. You see Sonic lifted it up and you're just like, he opens his eyes and you see the red. And you're just like, oh my gosh, it's so there. And you know the second movie, it's going to be Sonic and Shadow.
Ah!
You know that's happening.
Stop talking to me.
But the thing that I liked to kind of show his power was that they used the benefit of cinema to kind of exemplify it.
Yes.
Because when Eggman tries to throw the punch, you hear the loud stop. Just the...
Yes! That was so impactful.
It was perfect in how it was done, because it's like using the theater to your advantage. Theater working for you. Sonic's right there. We were just locked on the screen. We were just watching. You were freaking out. I was mesmerized. Jeff was losing his mind, and then after the whole thing with Sonic and Eggman, he comes down, and I love that whole Sonic scene. And then Knuckles says he's not the hedgehog you knew anymore, and he summons chili dogs, which I thought was all right. Whatever. Why could he summon chili dog? Whatever. That's fine. It's whatever.
Because the Chaos Emeralds grant wishes.
Oh yeah.
That's how Eggman built a robot.
Yeah, because he
machinery.
It turns your thoughts into power.
I like that. Because, I mean, look, the rules in the games are so loosey-goosey anyways. You might as well just say that is what they do.
Yeah. No, it's fine. I have no problem with that.
If you want Shao to use Chaos Control, well, that's what he wants to do with the Emeralds. That's his wish.
Can we talk about Knuckles just fucking snowballing the Master Emerald back together? It's just back.
Well, you have two options. He can do it with his gloves, or he can do it with his ass.
I was gonna say he could go, back to like the Angel Island area. Like, not even as like an end credit scene, but like maybe in the next movie he could.
At like the altar?
Yeah, even though it technically got whatever buried and stuff. But
Oh,
like,
it did.
I guess it did. Yeah. I guess that would have been hard because I would have said like, oh, he puts the shards back into it and it kind of reforms.
Well, I like it in the sense that you know that Knuckles, being part of the Echidna tribe, has probably been taught as a kid how the emeralds work, even though maybe during his time as a kid they never even had the emeralds. But to me it shows like he's been ready for this for years. This is his legacy. This he knows how to use the emeralds.
Can I also say that was I got a little nostalgia blast when he did that because I immediately thought of the 7 Chaos Emeralds are the servers.
Yeah.
The server,
Yeah.
it was all that to me, and
the servers are crashing. You can't go online.
In my mind, it was, but the fucking when he did that, I'm like, okay, that's a plot point in the next movie, because like, well, whoever has the Master Emerald is going to control that shit.
Yep.
Then we get to Shadow.
So apparently you knew about this.
I got spoiled on it, but I was glad I was because I was worried. I was like, okay, how are they going to introduce it? They did, I think, the perfect introduction. They don't even mention the Ark, which I'm guessing might be called something different for movie reasons or something.
Did they say it was even a space colony? Do we know for sure that's a thing?
They didn't even say space colony.
Because I'm wondering if they're going to redo that.
They might, and that's, you know what? I'd be a little worried, but here's the thing. Shadow wasn't trapped in the space colony arc.
Right, he was on Prison Island.
Yeah, he was on Prison Island.
That's true.
So he could still have that info.
Yeah.
Which is entirely possible, and I'm not going to rule that out. But I think if anything, that was the best way to take it because he's on Prison Island. He's got that thing going on. Shadow wakes up. They say the 50 years ago thing. That just says to me, all right, we're marveling it. Like,
I gotta say, Shadow looks kind of funky.
He looks what?
He doesn't look right to me. And
No.
I think part of it is this scene was rushed. It was confirmed that this was rushed.
Yes.
So he'll probably have a different model in the next movie, and this is just based on Sonic's. So like, yeah, sure, makes sense. I don't know what it is though. I want to say it's the red markings above his eyes that look weird to me.
I want to say it's just the head in general. I think he has too much headroom.
Yeah, that too. He looks like Megapine.
But can we at least don't even take that into account and remember that Tails was rushed?
Yeah.
They changed Tails' model.
Yeah, Tails looks different. Exactly. So I'm not worried. It's
Yeah.
just it looked weird to me.
Yeah. No, I get it. I remember Tails, I think his teeth were like more pronounced in the first thing. I remember being like, oh, what? I don't know.
Yeah, he looks like this.
Gross. Anyways.
I still don't know where this picture of like the fox comes from. I just hear it referred to as like the Russian fox meme.
Okay.
And I have to know. There we go. I really like this picture.
I'm glad you do.
You now have to put this in.
You have to send that to me then. But
It's so good.
that was the yeah,
He's not even like piloting the plane.
he's just looking around.
He's just sitting in it. I'm sorry.
Do you want to talk about the more I don't know if you want to call them fan servicey moments, but like we already talked about the Sega Genesis one. There's the moment where, and you kind of missed this on first viewing, where something Stone, Assistant Stone, is
Agent Stone.
Agent Stone, that was it. Is scrolling past like outfits for Eggman.
Yeah.
Weirdly why is he looking through outfits of Eggman? Well, the first one's a cowboy, the second one is the classic Eggman.
Ryan. VR chat.
He just wants to be him in VR chat.
Yeah, for like roleplay.
I guess.
So he could talk to the nostalgia critic.
Oh my god. But
I just remembered Doug Walker has actually played Eggman. We
In
live
the-
in that timeline.
it was in the Sonic
In the fan film.
Yeah.
Oh, goody woody. Ooh. Yes.
I am kind of worried with the whole Jim Carrey rumored to leave or something. It's like, I don't think he will. I think, if anything, he'll leave after the third movie.
Yeah.
But I don't know who would play. And I'm thinking they might just drop Eggman after that. Maybe. Like, kind of be a positive a little bit.
I've heard the idea that they will explain his different appearance, and because it's a different actor, different characterization, by
Oh yeah, if
by
he does,
having him be played by someone else, and like explaining that like there was a lab accident, or like he was mutated by the Emerald's power or something. Which, like,
be fair.
yeah, if you have to come up with an excuse in story for like a different actor, yeah,
That
this
fits.
guy just handled a giant magical crystal for an hour, and then he fell into some rubble. He didn't get to the hospital on time, so now he's Bobcat
Yeah,
Goldthwait.
slowly his body changed, because we do see him after he loses the emerald and he looks fine, but
He just falls down into the pit.
no, because Sonic's supersonic at that point, so he doesn't have the Master Emerald at that point.
Yeah, it's just like regular Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The I don't know. I wonder who would play him. I really hope someone.
I don't know.
Please don't be fucking. I don't know. Who's egg shaped?
Is Bobcat Goldthwait egg shaped?
I have no idea.
And then he can sound like Pain from Hercules.
So it'll be like the Darth Vader situation where he'll have like a mustache big enough to cover his mouth, and he'll just be dubbed over.
You could make it work.
I guess, yeah. You could make it work.
You could make it work.
But
Yeah.
no, I would definitely. I'm intrigued, because if they go the Sonic Adventure 2 route, especially, then Sonic Adventure 2 is probably the most movieable game.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, you got the president in there, which like kind of like, oh, it like slightly raises stakes, and then you got the arc and all that.
I do want to say, I almost forgot. I remember when the first trailer came out, and I unloaded all of my cum and balls, and then I said to Ryan, my brother, look at minute 1 second 11 in the trailer, where the sewers are flooding and the geysers come up in the streets.
Similar to.
And I said, this is a tease of chaos, and I'm going to lose my mind. And there's no reason that they can't ever do it.
No.
Granted. So I know that this worry is completely unwarranted, because they can do whatever, whenever, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope we get chaos at some point.
I think it would be interesting, especially for a movie setting. I don't see him. Well, no, I could see it done. I could see him flooding the world.
I've heard the idea that Chaos could be a main antagonist in the Knuckles spin-off show, but then it won't be in theaters. I think the destroyed, flooded city is a perfect set piece for like the Act 3 climax.
Riddle me this. What if they did go the Sonic Adventure 2 route, where the next movie isn't even Shadow. Next movie's Chaos. And then the movie after, and then they have an end credits there where Sonic, like Eggman actually awakens Shadow.
Okay, that would feel blue ballsy.
Really? I guess so.
For the same character to be 2 end credits teasers with nothing in the next movie? They can't do that.
I'm wondering if they would want to try and build towards something like that, but...
What do we have to build towards? Shadow exists.
Yeah, Shadow just kind of exists. It's not the grandest thing in the world.
Yeah.
There's no overarching villain in Sonic. Bulby?
Hark! If the next movie has Rouge, it's over for America.
Oh, no.
It's over.
You know she won't have breasts, though.
Okay.
That's not going to happen.
Okay, but this is like the Mithras in Smash and we gave her leggings thing. Where she's just going to be sexier. Because remember when they made Rouge's cleavage less obvious? And then we got the Sonic Heroes model.
Yeah.
Which I have a shrine to in every room in my house. Because holy like Scoon!
So are you saying that you go in first person mode in that game and look at her?
That is a thing! Give me your GameCube!
You know what happens if you do that to her, right? Something happens.
What do you mean?
She does this. She winks.
Do you have a napkin?
Tissues. Yeah, we're going to be reviewing that in a second.
I can't... Bro. No, it just got worse. Because now I just realized.
Yeah.
Rouge on the big screen, it's over.
Oh.
Rouge
no.
and Agent Stone in the same movie? I'm gonna go to the hospital, and they're gonna be like, why is he already in a full body cast? And you're gonna have to explain to the EMTs, no, that's the hardened cum.
Please chisel him out carefully.
Not Rouge, and Agent Stone, and the Olive Garden Gun Commander. Not all three. That's what the 3 means.
You have a trifecta from heaven.
A trifecta from my...
It would fit perfectly. They did set up Gun. They set up Gun, and it was the... I keep wanting to say government. It's the Guardian Unit of Nations.
This wad of tissues for the dumb joke I made is huge. It's like I just blew my nose into a basketball. Shadow basketball!
The Knuckles baseball shit. That was so fucking great.
You changed my life.
For the worst. It was
This movie's good.
I want to see it again.
I hate it, and I love it. It's great.
Do you want to see it again sometime next week? If you have a day off? So I'm going to take Hannah.
I'll have to check my schedule.
Okay.
I'll figure it out.
Sorry, we're just making plans here, people. Anyways. There's not much else to say. I do want to kind of give a little update on MoonFriends, if you don't mind. Because I would like to kind of bring this up on the channel just so people can kind of... I mean, Ariel, who's also listening, I'm sure. But, Our Nintendo Smart Toaster does not function properly.
And the reason is because it was made by Miyamoto. I don't know what this joke is.
Miyamoto. And it was... like...
Mitomo?
So our computer is just absolute dog crap, and mixed with Drew working at retail and me working and not working at times...
I'm sure that
we really don't make enough money to get good tech and equipment. So, as far as when we go back to doing any sort of like longer term videos, it probably have to be once we start making a fucking profit from this, which probably won't happen, but it's still just fun to do. So, I don't know. I think it's fun. I like doing it.
Listen, our upload schedule is going to be every 5 weeks. You like
it! I find this fun. I like doing podcasts. I like talking about this certain situations like this. I like doing all this stuff, and I hope you guys enjoy it too. I don't care if Drew... What the fuck? I don't fucking... Hair ass.
What? What?
I'm joking.
I'm messing with my hair. I just do it when I'm zoning out.
I'm joking.
Are you?
Yes. Yes, I was just joking.
Just like you were joking when you said I shit myself in the last podcast.
That was a joke?
Yes.
Oh. Then what about the smell? Okay, well, anyways, I hope everyone has a good day, and may the Sonic be with you.
Go ahead and pick your last meal. Yeah, it's today. Yep. Last straw.
Can I have, like, a burger?
No.
Oh. That was my meal.
Wish Tika Sumter was my mom.
Who?